If all your conversations are incredibly boring and mundane and logical, and you want to have some more emotion, some more fun, some more playfulness in the way that you speak, well, this video is going to help you do exactly that. Let me just turn on my light real quick. So, I used to be someone who would only basically speak when spoken to, and when I did speak, it was just like answering a question, or it was just something very logical. And the reason I would do that is because you can't really hate or judge or be negative to someone who is just giving you the answer, who is just saying something that is a truth, who is a fact. And so this would stop me from expressing things like my opinions or my beliefs or my experiences, because those things are more closer to me and those could be invalidated. And so someone can look at my experience, beliefs, and opinions, and when I express them, be negative about them, and that would in turn make me feel sad. However, when I just state a fact, when someone just asks a question and I give the answer, or just something like that, that is much better. To me, when I was, beforehand, to me that was like, okay, that's the sense of value that I give. That is what I contribute. But that is not what is fun. That's not what people want to, that's not what's going to be charismatic, fun, and people are going to be engaged by. You can't just give answers and not anything else, right? And so when I was like that, it was very quiet, it was very reserved, it was very, not that much talking. And when I was speaking, it wasn't that fun. So these things are going to be closer to you, but are also going to be what is going to be engaging to hear, to listen to, and what to conversate about. And so why is this? Well, your opinions, beliefs, and experiences are what makes up you. It's what makes up like you as your personality. And it doesn't matter who you are. Me as a human being, I want to hear about the reasons other people like and don't like things, because that can maybe help me in my life. Well, you don't like this thing. Why? Because of this reason, because of this reason, because of this reason. Well, that is your opinions. It may not be true, but because it's yours, I get to think in my human head, oh, well, here's a reason, here's a reason, here's a reason, and because this guy says it, okay, it has somewhat validity. However, if you were growing up and your opinions, beliefs, or experiences when you were talking about them were put down or weren't taken seriously, or you felt like your voice didn't matter, well, you're going to stay away from talking about those certain things. And so what we need to make into your conversation, and it's what I do too, it's not like I'm just telling you some random shit. This is what I do in my conversations. That makes them more fun and engaging versus when I didn't and they were just super dead and boring, is adding myself. So adding your own personality, and that personality is the opinions, is the experiences, and is the beliefs, right? So you want to be telling that. You want to be putting that out there. Because to put that out there, people are going to look at this and say, oh, this guy has so much confidence, or this girl has so much confidence that she's able just to state her opinions, beliefs, and experiences, and he or she doesn't really care about the judgment or the reaction that they may get from that. Matter of fact, they actually kind of welcome it because they want to have some type of discussion. They want to be able to talk. And so when it comes to something just so easy or so simple, it's like you can just say things like, oh, I love that, I hate that. I love that, and I hate that. I hate that. Now, if you're too scared to express these things because it may piss off someone, well, then you're living your life trapped, and that's not a good way to live your life. That trappedness is called your FOJ. Your FOJ is your fear of judgment. And this fear of judgment comes from when you want to express yourself, but you're like, the perceptions of others is going to make me shut down and not do that. Everyone has a fear of judgment. Some people have it where it's too high and it stops them from being able to talk to someone. And then also alongside that fear of judgment is your skills, your social skills. And this is like, okay, what do I talk about? How am I, what do I talk about? What do I say? And you need both of them. You need first the fear of judgment to be able to say what you want to say. And then you need to have the social skills to be able to say good things and attractive things and things that are engaging and not boring. So both of these things are needed. really. So now that you're going to put in things like this, your opinions into stuff, you need to be practicing that. And so when you're talking to someone or you start a conversation with someone, even just like their style, the way that they look, the clothes that they're wearing, I love that. Saying I love that is polarizing. And so there's a scale of words you can use, and this would be the polarizing scale. And so something like I hate that is like on this side, I love that is on this side. It's okay is in the middle. It's okay is fence riding. Is okay is like not really having an opinion, not really having a stance. That's not really, something that people can grasp onto. If you're always in the middle, no one can relate to you. And so to be polarizing means you're going to have people who like you, but they like you a lot. But you're also going to have people who don't like you, and they don't like you a lot. If you're in the middle, you're going to have people who don't really care that much about you in general. And so it's good to be polarizing, and people are naturally polarizing because to be polarizing is to be fully yourself. And to be fully yourself is going to be different in some way, and that difference is that polarization. And so there are things that I love in life. I love them. There's things I don't love. I hate, animal gore videos. I hate those. I hate Twitter. I hate it to the world, right? Some people love Twitter. I hate it. I hate those little 3D scratch books. I hate those 3D books that you can like turn into a different image, because when you scratch them, that sound just irritates the fuck out of me. I hate that. There's some things I love though. I love Nutella, and I love dogs. Like, those are amazing. And I'm very adamant about those opinions that I have. Now, how can I bring that up in a conversation? Well, I can just throw it in. Hey, do you like dogs? Do you like dogs by chance? I feel like you're a dog lover. Me personally, I fucking love dogs. And to be able to say that, your FOJ needs to be lower, because lower the bar for what is acceptable to say. And then you also want to add your own value. You love dogs? I fucking love dogs. They're my favorite. Cats and dogs, amazing. Parrots, birds, meh. They're like second in line, but dogs and cats, I love them. So adding your own opinions is number one. Adding your own experiences, adding your personality into conversations is number one. And you may say, oh, but it may not have value. What I have to say may not have value. That's totally okay. Here's a mindset that should change this. It has value. Everything I say has value. It has value. Everything I say has value because I have, or even more so, I am valuable. So everything that comes out of my mouth has value simply because I am valuable. Simply because I am a good human, what I have to say out of my mouth should be listened to, or deserves to be said at least, right? And so beforehand, I would be like, well, why would anyone want to hear that? This serves no purpose. But it's not that. That's a bad mindset. That mindset keeps you trapped and not talking. Your mindset should be, what I have to say has value and people would want to hear it, because first, I'm adding to the vibe, and second, I am valuable. Whatever I say has value to it, right? And a lot of the time, you're just overthinking, and you just need to get that out. And so what I have developed is something called the blurt method to do that. The blurt method is just whenever you think about something, or as soon as you kind of get something in your head, immediately say it, blurt it out. Like, literally blurt it out. Do not give yourself time to overthink. This was the biggest thing for me, is I could not give myself to overthink. I just needed to get the words out before my brain could catch up. And so I needed to start talking before I knew what I was talking about, because my brain would just be like, okay, man, we got to figure out what the hell we're going to finish this sentence with. We got to figure out how the hell we're going to continue this sentence with. And that was the blurt method. And usually I would find something, and I would save myself because I needed to. And this is the biggest thing that helped me. So you have to put yourself in the situation first, and then let the thinking come afterwards. Don't think beforehand, because that leads to overthinking. Put yourself in there, start talking. So that's what, and I don't even know what I'm about to, so that's what you mean, I don't even know what I'm about to say when I finish that sentence. But I will find something. Okay, so that's what you mean by, kind of something like that. Okay, that's awesome. mind goes blank, instantly into something else, instantly into another topic. So you need to be not harping on one topic of the conversation for too long. A conversation is not supposed to be like this. That's not a fun conversation. A fun conversation is like this. Same with the story. A fun conversation and story goes a little bit here on the main part, and this main part is getting to know each other. However, there's other stuff that's happening, and that's side stories, side tangents, some interests, some things that happened. This happened last week, it made me feel like this. It goes over here. Then I go back to this topic, and I talk a little bit about maybe some fashion. I talk about some interests. I talk about some sports. I talk about some tattoos, some hobbies, some pets. And then this is how we make this line, and then we get to know each other more. And that's going to make it way more fun than just a boring conversation one by one by one by one, because that linearness, that just straight line, can bore someone out if you're just talking about the same topic for 5 minutes in a row, right? It's better to talk about a topic for like a minute, 30 seconds, then to a different topic for a little bit. Okay, then come back to that, and then do. That is how a natural conversation should go. And that's how good conversations do flow, because your brain should be kind of going to different things, and you just want to say that when they come out. Read the other person, read their body language, and be like, okay, maybe I should kind of go back to the main point. They don't seem too interested in the side tangent. Let's go back to the main point. And all of that is happening as you're in that conversation. So your opinions, beliefs, and experiences are the value you're adding to a conversation. And this can come through storytelling. And again, you need to lower the bar for what is acceptable to storytell. You can storytell about how you got out of bed this morning. You can storytell about the breakfast you had. I remember one time I was talking to someone. I was telling a story about how I was shaving with my straight razor, and I accidentally kind of like cut my finger open, and I just had a bandage on it. I was just talking to them. Literally, it happened that morning. I was like, dude, like I was shaving with my straight razor. I don't even know what the hell I did, but I just like something. And I just looked down at my hand. It was just, there's this cut in there. It's just coming out blood. I was like, oh my fucking God, what's happening? Like, I thought I cut my finger off. Obviously, I over-exaggerating a little bit, but in the mind, at that time, I was like, holy shit. That is not an insane story. It cut my finger a little bit. But because of I'm telling you, I'm putting you through the motions that I went through. I'm leading you how I was in that moment. It's going to be engaging. I'm also speaking in a way where it's engaging. I'm not hiding myself, and I'm not believing to myself, you shouldn't listen to the story. I'm telling the story in a way, and I speak in a way that makes you want to listen, because I want you to listen. That's not a bad thing for me to think. I want you to listen, so I'm going to speak and talk in a way in which is captivating to you, and which is fun. And so that comes in your sub-communications. That is how you're speaking. And you want this, in most cases, to be relaxed, to be calm. Just basically try to avoid any nervousness that you may have. And this nervousness does come naturally. But you have to understand, okay, is this nervousness correct? Right? Sometimes nervousness is fine to have. But like, all the time? No, right? And so to calm that nervousness, you want to take deep breaths. This will calm the nervous system, the body, the heart will slow down. You'll be able to calm down a little bit. Deep breaths. And then you want to just say something, a stupid question. That's an awesome outfit you have. What made you put on this? That's an awesome outfit you have. You have a very good choice in fashion. Are you looking to be a fashion model in something in the future? That is an amazing kind of style you have on. Where was it inspired by? Just something like that. And you want to make the conscious effort to slow down your voice and speak with this relaxedness. What's that going to do is show your brain that, oh, I can speak relaxed, I can be relaxed, I can actually now relax. And so it's a little bit of faking it, but just to show your brain that it's true. I can be relaxed here, I just need to do it first. And so that's a big one up here. The biggest thing is your sub-communications. It doesn't matter what you say basically. It's just, are you saying it where it doesn't have that hesitancy in your voice? You're not holding yourself back, and you're putting yourself out there. I want to be rejected because, okay, listen. Imagine it like this, okay? here's the mindset that you should have. If Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, or it doesn't matter who the fuck it is, just some cool person who people you would assume you would want to hang around, they don't care about getting rejected by some random person because they have everything that they could have. I don't mind if I go up to someone and they're rejecting me because, like, in my eyes, you're the one losing out. You're the one losing out. And so I actually am okay getting rejected because it doesn't first of all show anything about me. Second of all, I know deeply that your life would have benefited from at least having me in it in some way, or anything like that, right? I just don't look too harshly about myself. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I say, no, you are. Why wouldn't you want more fun in your life? I don't think, like, maybe you already have a lot of fun in your life, but like, always more is better, right? And so I actually kind of like getting rejected. Of course, no one likes getting rejected, but like, I like not people not liking me because that shows to myself I don't need it. I don't need anybody. I still put myself all the way out there. I still, with my sub-communication, I'm putting myself all the way out there. I'm not holding back. And if you don't like that, totally okay on you. I'll be okay. And so that is what the sub-communications tell. You don't say those words, but just the way that you communicate. Say to other people, hey, I would love you to be in my life. I would love to be in your life. I think that'd be amazing. I think humans should connect and we should have fun together on this short time that we have on this earth. But if you don't want to, I'll be totally okay. I already have everything I need right here. That's what the sub-communications tell. And you tell them by the relaxedness of your voice, the way that you're standing, the way that you express yourself, the way that you hold eye contact. You're not holding back. You're not too scared about kind of being rejected or looking a fool or anything like that. Right? And by being rejected, I mean, like, if I'm going to be fun and engaging and want to make a connection and that person doesn't want to, I put my best foot forward. That's all that matters. If I was mean first and then a rejection happened or something happened, that's a different story. Another thing that you can do to be more fun in conversations, and that I do too, is making assumptions instead of asking questions. Questions, again, are the best thing to get to know someone while adding your own personal input. But if you can switch your questions to assumptions, it's going to be a lot more fun and emotionally engaging for you and them. It's almost like playing a game. And so instead of asking, hey, do you play sports? You can say, you look like you play sports. Just that little difference is going to, for you, if it's true, right? Maybe they're a bit athletic, they're wearing some kind of sports clothing. You can make that assumption and it's true. And for them, they're going to be like, okay, what made you assume that? And that's going to be more interesting. And I guarantee you, and for me, I've always gotten a better reaction out of the person who I've made the assumption rather than just ask the question. Making the assumption 10 times out of 10 is way more engaging. And also, for you to assume something like that is, again, showing confidence. Because a person who wouldn't be confident would ask a question as to not make assumptions. Because an assumption is an opinion. And if your opinion you put out there, you're opening yourself up to rejection, to some type of rejection, right? And just by doing that is and shows confidence. And so instead of saying, where are you going? Are you going here? Are you waiting for this? Are you into that? It's making an assumption instead of asking a question. And so when you do want to ask a question, just in your head say, okay, how can I turn this into an assumption? And let me say that and see what happens there. 10 out of times, it's so much better. Okay, and with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out. I love you so much. If you want more help with this, there's the links in the description to work with me one-on-one for my one-on-one coaching. Or if you just want a one-off call, strategy call, you can book that for 60 minutes. If you want to improve your social skills, be fun in conversations, able to banter, tease, express yourself confidently, I'll help you. Links will be in the description. With that, guys, peace out. Bye. Love ya.